Holy crap. Good morning, people of Nashville. I imagine you Predators fans are happy, and if you don't know, I'm about to tell you. The Nashville Predators just signed center Steven Stamkos, who spent his whole career with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but after their offer of 7 years for $3 million, he said, I'm taking my talents elsewhere, and that's exactly what he did. And Nashville is the place that he picked, not to mention another team with no state tax. You're kind of starting to see a trend with that, but that's a video for another time. But you think they're done? Nope, they did not stop there. They then went out and got forward Jonathan Marchessault, who was just one of the last 3 remaining Vegas Golden Knights from their inaugural season. Now just William Karlsson and Shea Theodore are the only players who remain from that team. So let's break this down quickly. What is up, guys? If you're new to the channel, thanks for clicking on this video. This is above average, and yeah, if you like what you're seeing, leave a like, subscribe. 90% of you guys are still not subscribed, so I don't know what you're doing. I'd really appreciate it, and I hate asking, so subscribe. That would be awesome. But yeah, this is huge. If you're a Nashville fan, how can you not be pumped? I'd be pumped if I was a Nashville Predators fan, because you look at the season that they just had, and with the pieces, a lot of people were saying they weren't going to be a playoff team, and I was in that mix. They have some decent pieces, but like nothing too crazy. Obviously, Filip Forsberg is a tremendous talent. It was Ryan O'Reilly's first year as a Pred, and for the majority, like, they surprised a lot of people, including myself. So now you throw in Steven Stamkos, who is still clicking in at pretty good Steven Stamkos rate. We'll dive into those numbers in a sec. And then you get Jonathan Marchessault, who's just a stud. He's like a Swiss Army knife. You can put him wherever, and he's a really good player. So let's take a look at their contracts now. Steven Stamkos signed a 4-year deal with an AAV of $8 million, and Jonathan Marchessault signed a 5-year deal with an AAV of $5.5 million. So you're getting pretty good value, I think, with both of those. And let's just look at it right now. Steven Stamkos, who's coming off of a really good season, 81 points. He was a point per game player this year. 79 games played, he got 81 points, 40 goals, 41 assists. So he can score, he can pass, and tremendous player. Obviously, a lot of that comes with playing with the guy that had 100 assists. The second guy, I should say, that had 100 assists this season, Nikita Kucherov. Obviously, he was playing with Brayden Point as well. But Steven Stamkos can provide his offense. He doesn't need, Kucherov. Obviously, it helps, but Steven Stamkos was Steven Stamkos before Nikita Kucherov was, in the picture, before Brayden Point came into the picture. He was, before Austin Matthews got 60 goals a few years ago, and then McDavid last year, and then followed up with another 60-goal season by Austin Matthews. Steven Stamkos was the last person to do it, and it had been quite some time. It was like 2010, 2009, something like that. It had been a minute. So he's a really good player, and just telling you this, guys, Nashville fans, Nashville Predators fans, if you don't know who Steven Stamkos is, he's an unbelievable player, and you should know. You should know. If you don't know, you're about to know how damn well this guy is. At $8 million, I would have been pretty like, that's quite a bit, but it's 4 years. I still think he lives up to this contract. I don't think you're going to see that, oh wow, like it was a steal of a contract. You look at Leon Draisaitl when he signed quite some time ago, his AAV was $8.5 million, and you look at it now and you're like, holy crap, they could have signed him for like 13, right? Whether you like to admit it or not, Steven Stamkos' career is trending ever so slightly downwards, but it is like he's not going to just all of a sudden pop off, and I think you're going to get your bang for your buck with this contract. It's not going to be an overpay, but it's not going to be an underpay. I think it's boom right there. So there's a lot to like it with that. And he's a center right. So oftentimes he was playing center, but then Brayden Point would play center. So he's kind of like Marchessault. He can kind of go all over the place, and that he's a natural center. He was drafted as a center way back when, and you got some wingers for him. Could you imagine Filip Forsberg and Steven Stamkos? Obviously, Filip Forsberg had a career year last year. He really should be the most underrated player in the NHL. Everyone's still saying Barkov. Filip Forsberg is a stud. He's got a great mustache, and I know mustaches, okay? So a lot to like about that. Let's quickly take a look at Jonathan Marchessault now. So he's coming off of a really good season as well. 69 points in 82 games played last year. He got 42 goals, so 2 more than Steven Stamkos, but not as much as a passer. He got 27 assists. So I'm really fascinated to see how this looks. This Nashville team was a pretty good team last year that surprised a lot of people, and they just got better. They 100% just got better. You're bringing in two players that are, you know, very effective in what they do, but not only that, you're bringing in two Stanley Cup champions to your team. Like big pieces to those Stanley Cup. It's not like, oh, you know, the lesser. No, Steven Stamkos is one of the reasons why they won the cup, right? He is an absolute stud. He is so good. So he was a driving force. And then you look at Marchessault. He won the Conn Smythe. He won the Conn Smythe the last year, not this year, last year. So these guys know how to win, and when you put them on a team that kind of surprised a lot of people, I think they might be contending for. I don't want to say a cup. Well, any team that makes it to the playoffs is technically contending for the cup. What I will say is they should be better next year. They're obviously in the Central, which is one of the tougher divisions in the whole league. But I like their chances, man. Yeah, any day you get to sign Steven Stamkos and Jonathan Marchessault like players, you're obviously going to get better. So there's a lot you can do with these guys. Obviously, you got your UC Soros, who's just continuing to grow, and he's such a good, oh man, UC Soros is such a good goalie. And then you got the likes of Roman Josi, who is a Norris caliber winner. You know, that it's things are really looking good for this Nashville team. You got Philippe Tomasino. It'd be interesting to see if he ever turns out to anything. Luke Evangelista, him as well. So, man, really like a lot of really key, just good pieces on this team. And you add Stammer and Marchessault in the mix like that. They're a way better team. So if you're new to the channel, guys, what are your thoughts on these initial signings? Super curious to hear what you have to say. This is like the first video I think I've ever done on Nashville Predators. So if you like it, well, let me know, because maybe I'll do more. But yeah, just a lot to like here. Drop your comment down below. I read every single one. So seriously, I read, like, I'm bored a lot of the time, so I just be like, oh, what are people commenting on my last vid? Comment anything, whatever you want. And that's why I'm wearing this. It's Canada Day right now, so let's go Canada. You're getting, oh yeah, Nashville, you're welcome. You're getting two Canadian boys on your team. That's going to help. And you already got Ryan O'Reilly, another good Canadian boy. So good for them. Good for the Nashville Predators. It's gonna be. I'm very curious to see what happens next season. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be weird seeing Stammer and you know, blue and yellow. They're complementary colors. They're on the opposite side of the spectrum. So he went from blue, now he's on yellow. I might have just made that up in my head. I don't know, but he's on. It's gonna be weird seeing him in the Preds jersey. It really is. But yeah, drop a comment down below. What are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? Tell me why. I read every single one. Thanks for clicking on this video, guys. If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? I hate asking. Just subscribe. Don't be average when you can be above average. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.